we take a lot of flack whenever we talk about the Oilers, and I understand for Flames fans or for people that watch.
And so does Frank. To be
They
fair,
went
Yes.
to the finals.
One win away.
So we had to, by default, had to talk about them a fair bit.
So
But
why
I
are
wonder-
we? Yeah.
Well, I just wonder. It's
everyone picked them to win, and they're
but
0-3.
you know what?
That's why we're talking about.
And because it happened last year, and now, yeah, they're off to a rough start. But hey, pump the brakes. It happened last year, and look what happened. 1 win away from winning a Stanley Cup. I just wonder how much of that they believe in the dressing room, how much of that is still applicable. How is this year's team different than the team from a year ago that came back from that horrendous? Because I wonder if there's maybe a little bit of trepidation or some danger in just assuming it happened last year. Don't worry, we're fine. It'll happen again.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what they're telling themselves. Hey, guys, we were 2-9-1 last year. It can't possibly be that bad again. But I'll give you a few reasons why I think they are playing with fire the longer this lingers on. One is that team won 24 out of 26 games. I'd be shocked, even if they have a tough start, if they reel off that kind of run again. Are they capable with the players that they have? For sure. But that was like special stuff that I don't think you can duplicate. Two, the Vegas Golden Knights weren't a very good team last year. They started 11-0-1 and they fell off after that. And they're 3-0. I think they're a better team with a full complement of Noah Hannafin on the back end, with a full complement of Tomas Hertl up front. They're getting those guys for a full season. I think that team's better than last year. And three is the Oilers' defense isn't as good as it was last year.
No.
By the way, they're also slower and older than they were last year. So those things all matter. And to think that, you're just going to snap your fingers when it counts, there are real detriments to falling into this hole. And it's not that they can't dig themselves out. It's, hey, guess what? These games actually mattered last year. You have home ice advantage in the Cup final. It's probably a different series.
Yeah. It's funny because we always marvel that they continue to add forwards. They never address the blue line. They were forced to with an offer sheet. That's really the only time they've addressed it, and they didn't address it, I think, the way we thought they would. Ty Emberson's not a top 4 guy that I've ever seen. Travis Dermott, 31 GM, said no. How pressing
you're
is this
forgetting
team?
the most.
Broberg was right there in front of you.
Well, that's not even it. To me, it's the fact that you have a defenseman at $9.25 million that you can't even count on to be neutral.
Yeah, he's underwater.
Like, we're long past the point of saying, hey, Darnell Nurse, you need to carry your pair. We're at the point where we're now saying, Darnell Nurse, please just don't hurt us. And that's a totally different conversation. And he's the anchor that's helping drag down where this team is at. You can make the Emerson or Dermott, or if you want to make the Josh Brown reference, like, for sure, by all means, but like, let's actually address the real problem here.
So no first this year, but do they just say, screw it? It's the last year of cheap Draisaitl and cheap Bouchard. Like, next year's first, get us a D now, right shot, second pair.
Yeah. I think you're throwing everything in your arsenal at improving this team. The key is there's not really a short-term solution in sight that they can trade their way out of this now. They will have a lot better positioning later on in the season. March 7th, they're on track to have almost $9 million in accrued cap space.
I thought it was 4. Are they 9?
Well, they can then, use the $4.5 million from Evander Kane. So they're on track for like upwards of $9 million in cap space. That's great, but that ain't going to help you now. So it's going to be a mix of trying to dig your way out of this, but also, like, how many runs are we going to see with McDavid going through a Battle of Alberta and you're not really entirely sure that he was in the lineup?
Yeah.
And there's sorry, Frank. There's no one, because I was reading this morning, there's Shattenkirk or Giordano. I mean, there's no
second pair, right?
Legit fix out there on the sidelines, is there?
Not that I see.
To help in an improvement over what they've got. I would guess he would be there if they already did.
Yeah, look, I don't. Teams just don't dangle top 4 defensemen on October 15th.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more of our content right here on the Flames Nation YouTube page. We had a bunch of great long form interviews. You can check out some videos we've done as well outside of the studio. And of course, if you want more writing or merchandise stuff, flamesnation.ca or nationgear.ca. Appreciate you watching.